unfortunately for the people of Budapest, it looks a little bit like Norby's charges had its day now as well. It looks like he's struggling from the same issues that have been biting the other Hyundais.
Well, because he's been attacking so hard, you know, going wide, cutting inside and everything else, overheating the tyres, overheating the brakes, can't get by Ivan, and it does look, you're absolutely right, as if he's now gone, okay, points for fourth, think about the championship.
Yeah, it's a long way to go from here, isn't it? There's no point throwing it away.
If you can win, if you can't win, take what you can get. And if you can only get fourth, because let's face it, trying to pass Ivan is like trying to open a shut door with no key, then take fourth.
Yes,
fourth is better than retirement. So, yeah, you know, and we've got 2 races tomorrow. We've got another whole session of qualifying. They'll hopefully be even close. I mean, you know, it's not like he was off the pace. He just didn't quite get the rub of the green at the start. So,
and he had a good couple of looks as well. Tried to go inside, outside, and definitely had better pace earlier on, but it seems to have drifted away as well now.
Denis Dupont in the Audi is being warned about track limits. And Dupont is currently down in 21st. We have 22 running cars. So frankly, he might as well stay within track limits, because I don't think Salt Saba is going to catch him. He's 6 seconds back, and Dupont is 1.2 seconds behind Matto Homola. Homola got jumped at the start. He got duffed up properly as well. Homola was a lot further up on the grid than 20th place.
I think there was quite a few little rubs and things where if you came off from the outside of it, it could have really harmed you and pushed you right down the order, which we didn't quite see off camera. But yeah, difficult because it was all going on at the front. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the first turn is so wide, on the exit as well is so wide, you know, you go off, but yeah, you sink like a stone. It's like quicksand. Oh, he's caught and wheeled him back in again. Well, that's because he heard you saying that he'd given up. Yeah. So he was calming down, letting the tyres and the brakes have a bit of a rest. He's got an overlap. He's alongside Ivan Muller, and this time Ivan is going to let him sail down the inside. And if he doesn't outbrake himself, Norby will be on the podium. And through he goes. Well, I don't know who's more delighted. Oh, a little bit of contact there. A little bit of contact. Now again, he's got by Ivan, but Ivan... This is where Ivan's dangerous as well, isn't it? Exactly. You overtake him, it's not a done deal. He never gives up. Yeah, I think you're right. He must have backed off for a lap just to let everything calm down and cool down. And then that shows the speed advantage that he's got in his car, not even just now how much he's pulled away on Ivan, but the fact that he can cool it for a couple of laps and then catch right back up immediately and get to him and go by him. Yeah. And that's what he needed. You know, when you're stuck behind someone, finding the extra impetus is really difficult. If you come up behind them with that extra speed on board, but you have to time it right, and he did time it right. It also would have lulled Ivan into a slight sense of security. You would have seen him backing off and thought, I've got him now, it's done. Maybe he takes his eye off the ball a little bit in the mirror, and before you know what's happened, he's up the inside. Track limits warning for Aurélien Comte in his Peugeot. He's in 17th place. But Norbert Mikulits now up to third. Yann Lachey ahead of Esteban Guerrieri, still 1-2.
Hold position, he will not attack. Hold position, he will not attack.
Well, there is Yann Lachey. Very different looking helmet this weekend. Red, white and blue, very much an Ivan Muller clone. His helmet has been over the last few years, and certainly was, I mean, at one stage, looking into an unfamiliar cockpit, I thought we're looking at Ivan, and the caption's wrong, but then I spotted the race suit, and it was Lachey and not Ivan. A very different black and red look to the helmet this year. Final lap. Norby's in third, comes across the line, 1.3 seconds ahead of Ivan. So that deal is done. Now, I know that Lachey has been told that Esteban Guerrieri is not going to pass, but I bet right now he's not entirely convinced in his own mind. Will it be 68 ahead of 86, or will it be 86 ahead of 68? I'd never realised the synchronicity of the numbers in the team before now. Obviously, the guys at All-Inkle will want to 1-2, as anybody would, but Guerrieri will be desperate to pass, and even if he doesn't overtake, he wants to cross the line, literally touching his bumper, just to prove the point that he thinks he had the speed. Well, there on the far side, you can see Dave Scott, and Scotty was the one with the message to Yann Lachey. Car 20 under investigation for track limits, that Denis Dupont. Well, again, he might go from not last to last if he gets penalised. It's the sort of place on the timing screen that I spent most of my tentative racing career in. Lachey, though, leading on the final lap here. Race 1 in Hungary. And were it anybody else but Guerrieri in a sister car, you'd have to fear a little bit now, because Guerrieri has clearly got the ability to close when he wants to on Air Lachey. But, as you say, he's not going to have a luck. You know, in Esteban's mind, yes, it would be great to have been in front. I got to the front, and then it didn't work out my way. That's not the way the cards fell. Take the points. 1-2, team's happy, you're happy. You know, you're all still in the championship hunt. And the key this year is to get to Macau with a chance of the title. That's all that matters. When you get to Macau, that's where it's all sorted out. Everything else before is leading up to that. Stay in the hunt.
It's a long season, and it's not just for the individual drivers, it's the team as well.
And it is a Honda 1-2 for Munich Motorsport. Air Lachey wins from Guerrieri. Norbert Mikulits takes third at home for Hyundai ahead of Ivan Muller. And then Rob Huff's Volkswagen ahead of Gabriele Tarquini and Daniel Nagy. Jean-Carl Verne, the top Audi, in 8th. Ted Björk in 9th. Benjamin Lessein in 10th, but under investigation. 11th, Mehdi Benani ahead of Nathaniel Berton, and James Thompson shunted down to 13th ahead of Frederick Fairvish and Aurelien Panis. Then Pepe Oriola, Aurelien Comte, Gordon Shedden. Then Tassi, Hommler and Dupont. And Todd Szabo may be still running at the flag. And he comes across the line now. So that is our 22 finishers. They are, those are, them, that is there. And there is your 1-2. So 68 ahead of 86. And Yann Lachey, from what was 5th position on the grid with Ivan Muller alongside him, it all opened up in front of him in the first turn, didn't it? You know, when Guerrieri got the lead, and then it was 3 wide with Guerrieri and the two Hyundais. Suddenly they all drifted out wide, and it just opened up nicely for Air Lachey, and he went, thank you very much, I'll take that.
Yeah, like all these things, right place at the right time, and then to be fair, he did a really good job of putting his head down and getting on with the job after that.
Absolutely right. And a 1-2 for the team, and that's got to be the first 1-2 for Munich Motorsport, I would think, unless Neil Hudson of Touring Car Times knows different. And that was a great fun race.
Get it, guys. Well done, well done. Well done. Thank you, Philman. Thank you, Philman, for it. Good. Well done, guys. Well done, Jan, well done.
Yeah, obviously a bit of elation there, and rightly so as well. I mean, that was a great race, though, wasn't it, throughout? It was mega close from the top guys to all the way down the back of the grid. There was not a lot to choose between most of the battles, and you can see this is going to be the way the season's going to progress. Yeah.
And, you know, and what we expected and what we hoped, that's not what we expected or what we hoped for. What we expected and what we hoped for from this is